You are live. And let me start the pod. We are recording. Let me come back to the screen. And away we go. From the dining room of my third floor apartment in Broward County, damn near in the Everglades in these United States, all the way at the bottom of the map, it's the Marley Minded Podcast, starring Young Goob the God. Tonight, Goob welcomes Aunt Veus, writer and co-creator of soul music. And we also get into what's going on in 2021. So pour up a glass, Red Nephew, with a splash of ginger ale, because it's Young Goob the God. Hey, yo, we are here. The Marley Minded Podcast. I am Young Goob the God. I am happy to be here, finally get this thing back on the ground, back rolling, feet moving, doing what we do. Thank you for watching, listening, wherever you're receiving your content. Make sure you like, subscribe, rate, review. Try to make that algorithm do what it do. I am super hyped about today's show. Got a few new things popping off. For one, we streaming live. We got a new setup. We got a mixer. We can drop stuff when we want to. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a decent evening. As you can see, and as you heard in the intro, we have Tony or Aunt Veus, my homeboy, for over 20 years in the building. It'll help this episode move nice and smooth. Tell them what's up.
What's happening? What's happening?
What's happening? What's happening? All right. So we just gonna kind of like get right into it. We are trying to groom these episodes or groom these shows to have more of a theme and a thematic situation. But like I said, we just gonna jump right into it. Why waste any time? So what's going on in 2021? We just had the change of guard, so to speak. Joe Biden has just jumped into office. I wouldn't say jump. Joe ain't jumping nowhere. I was telling my lady, that's like Joe looked tired. It's like Joe had a long day. Anybody 78 years old should not have to go through that much stuff in one 24-hour span. They expecting a lot out of Joe.
Yeah, man. That shit crazy, but I think he would be tired anyway. Like he's 78. Like he been in this politics shit forever. Obviously he's had he's tired, but he's strong. You know what I'm saying? Considering like all the personal tragedy he had, losing his son, losing his wife, and I think a young daughter years ago in a car accident. And the fact that he's still here, kind of fighting for the people.
Yeah.
Good thing, but
in the world, I was tired. Well, I was tired just thinking about all the stuff he had to do.
Yeah. But he strong gets tired. He was strong gets tired.
Yeah, going straight. But prior to Joe jumping in the building, we had this little situation. We actually talked about it the last time. We said that's the last time we parted. We had the raid on the Capitol. You know what I'm saying? We had the Trumpitos and the Trumpians. I guess you call them. I don't know if they're Republicans, but they definitely Trumpicans or Trumpians ran up on the White House. You know what I'm saying? And ever since then, I've come to a little bit of a idea that, or I won't say an idea. It's more of a mind frame that white people need to address the not elephant in the room no more. That elephant is blowing loud. They got water spewing all over you. It is no longer silent. Y'all got a cracker problem, white people. Y'all have a cracker problem and y'all need to address it. You have a very broad brush being painted over y'all people as being domestic terrorists. A lot of the people who look like your neighbor, the people who were your baseball coach, the people who work at Home Depot, the people who are all over the place, they look a lot similar to some of the people that we're going to take a look at in just a second. And I don't know if that's who you guys really want to be, because we've been dealing with a big paintbrush for a while and doesn't seem to fit. Let's see if is this who you are? Is this who you A rep artist. This is bad. No, it's not. Oh yeah, it's real bad. And do white people need to address their crack issue? Do they have a whole like situation like they so called say that Black America needs to address their that group, that community? It's not all Black people, but it's that community. Do they now have an official community to address?
Yeah, that community been there though. You know what I'm saying? That's that community is they mistaken patriotism, where they mistaken treason, and they mistaken what they doing is anti-patriotic. You know what I'm saying? A patriot ain't gonna rush the Capitol. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they definitely have an issue. They got it misconstrued of what they think it mean to be patriotic. Like that's not patriotic. You know what I'm saying? That's you feeling like you doing what's best for the country, but that's not what's best for the country as a whole. So yeah, they do have an issue they need to address. Just like they say, it's not all Black people. It's just some of y'all.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, most of the people that fall into that category that we talking about, they your lawyer, like you say, they your garbage man, they your teacher. They in the state, they in politics, they your senators, they your local officials. Um,
They fit the description of
yeah,
everybody who you interact with. So if I was gonna give y'all the same treatment that y'all give me, with painting you with a brush and making you prove yourself otherwise, you know what I'm saying? Me clutching my pearls when you come by, me tightening up as you come by because I pose a threat. But now you are obviously posing a threat. There's a lot of y'all out there undercover who obviously have a problem with not with not freedom. You got a problem with not I don't even want to say freedom. You got a problem with other people having freedom.
yeah. It's like the great Chuck D said. You know what I'm saying? The great Chuck D said that every brother ain't a brother because of color. You might as well be undercover. You know what I'm saying? That don't just apply to a particular group or race of people. That's broad. Like that covers every spectrum. Like if you white and you consider your white counterpart your brother, just because he looked like you, looks could be deceiving. So when I was young and I heard that line, and I'm like, that's true. Every brother ain't a brother because of color. You might as well be undercover. You could look just like me and be going against the very thing that I stand up for.
You ain't
Don't
lying.
be wrong. Don't make me right. But what we looking at right now is completely wrong. Like that shit is wrong. That ain't even up for debate.
It's not even accomplishing the goal that they really trying to set out to accomplish. If they really talking about freedom, justice, and what the people want. Like a lot of these people are starting to, even on the news, I'm starting to hear the word republic come out a lot more than I heard it before. Because all I heard was democracy before. And this thing is a republic. It's always been a republic. And once you start allowing it to be a republic like it's supposed to, then the people are going to have some say so. All of the people, everybody get to be represented. Now, in this democracy that we've been living in is very overwhelming corporate. I won't even say capitalistic democracy because capitalism ain't the issue. It's the way that it's the structure and the corporate structure of it that just continuously like compound interest, it compound a negative interest on your life, putting people in the hole.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
being broken, that's not a republic. That doesn't allow certain people to have a way to speak. So now that people having the opportunity to speak, going out and voting, now these people who want this democracy to keep going this way of that don't even benefit them, they want that to keep riding because they feel like that's their only grasp of power. Their
Yeah.
last grasp of trying to stay in some way of power. Like I feel like they was out there because too many non-white people voted.
Right. It's like you clutching on to something because it looks like you.
It's
Even
like
if it
we want
even
Biden.
if
We don't want Biden.
right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all you you going against your own self interest. You know what I'm saying? The very people that they're out there fighting for and who they want to be in power and who they want. And I don't like the word, like I don't like using the term be in power because when you in a democracy as we, supposed to be in. Because this ain't a dictatorship. You know what I'm saying? When you're dealing with dictatorships and shit like that, then you address, the heads as the ones in power. But you just want to, you should address this shit as the person that you want to lead the country, the group of people that you want to lead the country, the group of people that you want to lead the country into a better tomorrow. If that's what y'all want, that power shit, people get drunk with power. So even the whole time that I'm saying, being in power, this shit ain't a power struggle. If we in a democracy, we supposed to come together, and it's supposed to be a collective effort to move the country forward.
That's right.
Fuck power. You know what I'm saying?
Power is in the people.
Power is in the people.
All the power is in the people. And that's the thing about a democratic republic, hopefully, that what we're trying to maintain, if not a true, just authentic republic, is where the people move the system. The system is not made up truly of just an individual. People may feel like it's a power structure. They say, oh, these families control money and all of this XYZ. But you control your movements. The people control their movements. They're not dictated. It ain't, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They know the people determine what goes on. Now, if the people get hoodwinked, bamboozled, swindled, manipulated, whatever the case may be, and that's on the people. But don't ever get it confused like it's some mystic force out there moving stuff. It is human beings, people, and therefore you have the ability to control this thing if you come together.
And sometimes, if the people get misled or, they get bamboozled or they get things misconstrued, sometimes it's on the people, but sometimes the confusion lies in the language. You know what I'm saying? I compare it to like artists that sign bad contracts. Sometimes if you don't understand the legal jargon, or if they just give you so much paperwork, most people don't read agreements. You know what I'm saying? Like most people don't read that shit. Most people when you sign a cell phone contract, you're not reading all that shit. You're not reading the fine print. You just signing that shit.
Right. You're trying to get out of stuff.
Right. So sometimes the people are misled just because of the language. It's a lot of that shit when they say it's all semantics. Like if you don't understand the language, when you're talking to the people, you need to talk to them in plain language. Like, because they don't want to hear all it's not that they don't want to hear, but when you start talking to people in a way that they don't understand or they can't decipher that shit, they're going to immediately tune you out. It's not that they're not interested in what you're talking about. It's just that they don't understand it. Exactly. It's like, it's like when I was in undergrad and I was taking financial accounting and I had a professor, you know what I'm saying? And he came straight from corporate America and he teaching the class and he talking to us like he talking to people in corporate America in a boardroom, you know what I'm saying? And he just trying to learn financial accounting. So he knew it. He knew it, but he didn't know how to relay the message. You know what I'm saying? He didn't know how to teach, you know what I'm saying? And that's when being in that class, I realized that teaching is a skill. Like, even though you know the information, you may not know how to relay it, or you may not know how to relay it in a way that people who've never been in that position or been in those situations can understand it. Like that's what a lot of people call genius, like taking something complicated and relaying it to the people in a way that they can understand it. But what politicians do, they purposely, you know what I'm saying?
Miseducate you and misinform.
Exactly.
Slant inform, propagate. Use propaganda tactics. It is a tried and true, very effective strategy in order to bring your base together and separate yourself from other people. Draw lines in the sand. It's what got those people. Get my technology together. It's what got those people out in the street tripping for things that they feel are 100% legit. Like them people who were storming that thing, they really feel deep down in their heart what they believe. Right. They done read these QAnon papers. We all have been lied to for so long that we all looking for a truth. And some people grabbing the truths that are closer to the truth, and some people grabbing the truth that's further away from the truth. Whatever side of that line you fall on, you fall on. You know what I'm saying? But we all have been deceived so much that when you tell us something straight up, it's like, oh, I got to go find if X amount of other sources are saying the same thing, or go find something to totally contradict that because I've lost trust in you. And
Right.
the trust that I've lost is truly in what white people in power say.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To be just blood raw with it. It's hard to trust what white people in power say because they've had this poor reputation in my community of serving us well and having our best intentions in mind more times than not. And more times than not, they sending their crackers out there to go try to serve us. Therefore, we only see the cracker versions of white people when it comes to authority figures. We don't get to see regular. When I say regular, like they say, oh, like a black, just like they say, just a black person, and then not you, but you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't get to interact with them when it comes to authority figures. I keep having to deal with crackers. And now these crackers is running up on on the Capitol. The same crackers that you tried to tell me was authority figures, and I should listen to them. That these people should be uh, role models. These people who are whoever the fuck they was. But these the same John, Bill, Joes, Walter Waynes. You know what I'm saying? Running up, erecting crucifixes outside that thing, having a good old merry motherfucking time with their feet up. Y'all need to address this. This
They
is
done
in
turned.
the community.
They done turned.
I feel
They,
away. I go in the store, I feel away. Every time I'm like, are you gonna set it off in this thing, dog? Or do you not like biting that much? Because every time I got in the elevator with one of these, with some of these, with a white lady, boy,
mm-hmm.
I walk by you with some. It's like, hey, you wearing a flannel? I don't know. Like my homeboy on LSO say, if you ride the bigger the flag, the more racist you probably are.
Yeah, for real. For
That's what
real.
y'all showing me repeatedly. Just like y'all say, that's what y'all show us repeatedly. You know what I'm saying? But we won't harp on that. We're gonna try to not keep it so serious. But yeah,
Dark,
you need to check that. You know what I'm saying? My
for
people,
sure.
Republic, my brothers in this country who I love. I love this country, man. Where am I going? I need y'all people to act right.
And I got white friends, you know what I'm saying?
I got white friends.
I
You know,
got white friends, you know what I'm saying? Like I got white friends that, you
even
know,
been over to the house.
yeah, I got white friends that I love dearly, you know what I'm saying, who I really fuck with, and they feel the same way, you know what I'm saying, we feel. I done met their parents. Their parents feel the same way that we feel, you know what I'm saying? Like they feel like this shit, that's not patriotic. You know, one of the first white dudes I talked to after that Capitol shit happened, he like, man, that ain't patriotic. He was a dude that did cybersecurity for the feds. He
Yeah.
like, man, that ain't that shit that
Yeah,
they doing.
and that's the point because
Yeah,
it's such a small percentage of white people that feel that way, but they get all of the publicity, like they get all of the attention, and just
it a
like
lot.
such a small minute of so-called black people that fit that stereotype that people put out there, but they get all the publicity. So now that everything that come on my news channel was a white dude raiding something and looking very terroristic, shooting people like that, I'm scared.
I'm
Right.
scared. Help me.
Help me.
Help
Look,
me.
help. Another thing I need help with. I need help with what is going on with Flex. What is Flex? Is Flex? Let's let's
Flex.
let's take a look at Flex. I'm gonna move faster, so let's hear from Flex.
You know those reference tracks would have never happened. Drake put it in my favorite artist of all time. Over Jay-Z. He would have surpassed Jay-Z.
Bruh.
He admit that Drake is better than Jay-Z. You took him off there and you found out he didn't run. Wait, hold on. Because you found out. Yes, I agree. Yes. Drake better than Jay-Z. Yes.
Of course,
Wallow and Gilly looking like him, like you fucking clown.
they made sure that he said what he said. They made sure that they got that. That is a professional. So for the record, you are saying that Drake is better than Jay-Z had he not been put out with the Percy Miller bars, had he not been exposed. with the ghostwriter. Now, in my personal opinion, you know what I'm saying? I give Drake all of the, and let's update this. I give Drake all of the respect, the kudos, the accolades, his flowers, all that. I give you all that, Drizzy. Yo, impact on the culture, OVO, just
I'm a, I'm a Drake fan, like
I'm
for
a,
real.
you know what I'm saying? I like Drake. I like Drake. You know what I'm saying? I like Drake when he's spitting.
I like Drake when he spit in. I like Drake when he's saying.
Yeah, I like Drake. I won't say I like all of his singing, but he had songs that he made singing that I've
It's
been
a vibe.
by your loving, I've been by your heart.
It's a vibe.
Yeah, it's a vibe. It's a vibe. So it's kind of like the obviously it's the MJ LeBron comparison because they from two different generations, even though Jordan almost overlapped with LeBron. It might have been 2 years. Jordan played the 01, LeBron came in 03.
But
So
we talking about his prime though, so we can keep it at two different generations.
we'll keep it at two different generations and we'll make it that way. But impact on generation to generation would be the only way to truly compare them. In my personal opinion, you can't compare them, you know what I'm saying, in modern times right now to say who Jigga is compared to him because Jigga is no longer just a rapper as is Drake is a pop star. You know what I'm saying? Jigga was never a pop star, so to speak. He might have had pop star status for a little while, and from there he went to executive mogul, disappearing and smoke. You know what I'm saying? He can bait up, come back, ain't combed his head in 3.5 years, you know what I'm saying, without question.
On this Basquiat shit.
You know what I'm saying?
I
So
think I think Flex.
it's flex attention seeking. It's he
Yeah,
attention seeking.
yeah. I mean, it's the same situation that happened a few years ago when Flex was on air and he said some wild shit about Jay. And then he went into this whole rant about Jay text him telling him to call him. And he like, you don't send me a text telling me to call you. Flex is annoying, dog. I'm gonna just say it. Like he's fucking annoying. And I was the biggest Funk Flex fan back in the day before he became so fucking annoying.
on purpose,
He- on
dog.
purpose. Like he's
Or
annoying on
it was like you might have got annoyed by the way that he expressed himself so in a much so New York. You know what I'm saying? But now he just like purposely trolling and saying the wildest stuff after lipo. Like, you know what I'm saying? It,
he
don't
like a nigga, he like a nigga on the pill. Like he just say whatever. Like he just saying and doing whatever. For you to get online or go live or do whatever the fuck he did and be like, it's only because of Drake being exposed as having a ghostwriter that we don't consider him better than Hov is like the most ridiculous shit in the world. Now,
because
granted,
somebody been in the room with a line with any artist and they've been like, oh, let's do that.
yeah, I mean, the thing about it is that Drake is a great artist. Like he's a great rapper. He's a great rapper. Like he has songs that I listen to. Oh, Western Road Flows, All Views, great
Yeah.
song. Uh, all kind of shit off of Take Care. All
Yeah.
kind of shit off of
Like pound. I have
too
a lot
late.
of
Pound for pound, Drake got great. I will definitely put Drake up bar for bar with a lot of these niggas. You know, maybe with the exception of niggas like Lupe, who that nigga from a different galaxy when it comes to that rapping shit. And just actually not rapping on like some cannabis rapidy rap shit. But Lupe just really he connect on just like being a really dope ass rapper and making great songs.
being super
But
creative.
exactly. But to say that Drake is better than Hov, now there's people in this generation who will think that, millennials, and that's fine. Like that's their opinion. But come on.
Right. For somebody, it was like from somebody who was them prior to Drake coming and get to see Drake come into it, as well as seeing Jigga get to come into it. Like once again, we came up in the era where we were lucky enough for our teenage years, our preteen and teenage years to be flooded with the golden age of a culture. Like it had been birthed, it had got a little bit of legs to it, and then boom, we got
Yep.
about 10, 11, 12, 13 years old, and it was just like everything after that was everybody coming in, and we got to see everything. Everything. Like I still have a hard time even trying to remember everything. So we seen Jay come in and we watched how Jay go from Hawaii Soki Fane to getting dissed by Pac and nobody really know who he was really talking about, to making you take off a jersey and put on a button up, making you do all of this stuff, like making you getting your money right, making you feel like you too can have a relationship with the girl of your dreams, making you too feel like you can get this money, making you too feel like you can walk around with sandals and only go vacation where, you know what I'm saying, it ain't no raindrops, ain't no
Yep.
mosquitoes.
I think there was like with Jay, there's a supreme focus. He wasn't all over the place. He wasn't, when we watch his evolution and we watch who he became and who he is, that shit it's a belt line.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he wasn't doing this and doing that and fucking with this broad and fucking with that broad and jumping on this trend and jumping on that trend and doing this. No, he did what he does. And him doing what he does and him being him, it got him there. Now, obviously, with any situation, like there's luck involved. It's all about timing. It's all about, being calculated. It's all about taking risks. But we seen Jay. You can't look at Jay from 96 and look at Jay in 2020. You can look at him and say, oh yeah, he's evolved. Like he's not the same person, but he is the same person.
Right.
Like
He's
you're looking at him like,
evolved of the same thing. You can see where he came from, just a more evolved version of it. And like, oh, you turned into this or you turned into that. And that, in my opinion, that's what helped him as far as just staying strictly on music or being an MC. That's what make him a better MC that Drake won't ever be able to be. Not to say that being in multiple lanes is a negative thing, but because Drake is in so many lanes, he don't give you enough of being an MC, like constantly a MC. When he MC, he MCs. When he do his R&B thing, he do his R&B thing. To be the greatest rapper, it's gonna be hard to be the greatest and one of the best R&B people, like the greatest of our time or whatever, all time, but put him up on that list. He had 50 people on the list. He had Cube at like 35. You know what I'm saying? He had his own criteria, but to put Cube at 35 of your list, you must got to be talking about like it
it's
can't
like
be about movies either. I don't know, whatever it is. So you take it with a grain of salt, but to me, Flex just be like searching for attention and going saying the most wild things just to, I guess, obviously to get attention, but just to be
he
seen.
he
Just so somebody can see that he got lipo. Like we know you got lipo, nigga.
not
We
he
heard,
not
nigga.
he not DJ Envy. He not DJ Clue. He not I think Flex wanted to be part of Desert Storm. I just think like he not, he's
He
a
wanted to be a part of something.
something because he's not really
On the label with somebody, he ain't never get like.
he's not really attached to anything, which is not a bad thing. He's always kind of been on this whole. He's kind of like Ben Dolo. Like he been known for as being a DJ. He been known for his car shows. Like that's really what he's known for.
That was just
But
the rebirth or the rebranding.
right, but niggas like DJ Clue, all like Clue DJs. Like he did mixtape. Like he formatted mixtapes to the point where them shit started becoming albums. A lot of them DJ Clue mixtapes, he's legendary.
Yeah, it's a lot of him yelling.
And then Clue, if it ain't no Clue, it ain't no Envy, it ain't no Fabulous, it ain't no Like, there's a lot of motherfuckers tied to Clue, you know what I'm saying, who are still successful to this day.
Who was the first DJ mixtape you remember getting? All the way back, as far as you can remember, first DJ. I know the one I got. That's why I asked you that question.
The first mixtape DJ I remember getting, being from Miami, was a motherfucking Uncle Al tape. You know what I'm saying? Uncle Al.
I have to revise mine because mine would predate. My first answer would predate what is the actual answer, because the actual answer will be a Jam Pony tape for me.
Exactly. Like, Sugar Hill. Then with the first you know. So in terms of like the very first mixtape I got, it would have to be like an Uncle Al mixtape. You know what I'm saying? But when you start getting beyond, like when you start talking about industry mixtape,
outside of local, outside of your local neighborhood. My first one was DJ Evil D.
Okay.
DJ Evil D. He was the DJ for like I want to say Boot Camp Click, but I know
it was Boot Camp Click.
Boot Camp Click. He was their DJ. He was over there.
The first mixtape I got probably was a Clue tape. I'm pretty sure it was a Clue tape. Like when I got my first taste of like New York mixtape culture, it was a Clue tape. Now after that, of course, I had plenty of Funk Flex tapes, but the first New York outside of Florida, up north mixtape that I got was a Clue tape, and then I got the Funk Flex shit. You know what I'm saying? And then I started buying like the DJ Envy shit. And then I started, then all kind of shit started flooding the market.
Yeah, then it was mixtape.
Yeah.
Mixtapes became life.
And then I think like mixtapes kind of went away for a little bit. And then I want to say like 50 Cent.
And Wale. Well, I was gonna say 50 brought them back. Then they died again a little bit. Then
because then you got the Squad Up mixtapes. Like there's
I get at the 50 era. I get at the early 2000s. Them whole Squad. Yeah. I go back and listen to them things still.
Nah, them Squad Up mixtapes.
And try to find it.
Shit.
Them some of the best. What?
Wayne was on. And I was a huge Gutter fan doing them Squad Up mixtapes.
Hey, Gutter. I got it.
I got all them shits.
I was gonna say I still got Squad CDs and storage from back in the day. Squad CD. We was gonna do this story after the next one, but it kind of leads right into it.
Hey, let me say this real quick though. On that Squad Up mixtape, when Wayne say Laker yellow Lambo, Laker yellow Rari, Laker yellow 911, Laker yellow mommy.
Wayne, first of all, and this next story. This leads to the next story. Trump has pardoned Wayne. Trump has pardoned the young boy Kwame Kilpatrick and Kodak Black. You know what I'm saying? On his way out, he done gave FAMU grads and niggas from Collier City or where he from, Golden Acres, as well as a nigga who got locked up in Opalaka. You know what I'm saying? All connections to this thing right here. Then gave them the pardon. But yes, Laker. We got Laker Yellow Freedom. You know
Yellow Freedom.
Laker Yellow Freedom going on in this thing. Trump let them boys out. We got no C murder. You know what I'm saying?
We ain't get no C murder.
Yeah,
we ain't get no big meats. We ain't get no C murder. Them niggas ain't get pardoned. I think C murder should have got pardoned 15 years ago.
Yeah, C murder. As soon as they brought up any type of discrepancies in any other state, he wouldn't even got convicted. It was 10-2. It had a hung jury in most states. But what he said, it was, and even I think in that state now, if they were to redo the trial, it'll be a hung jury. But Trump pardoning Lil Wayne, Kwame Kilpatrick, and Kodak. Let's continue with Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne got locked up in Opalaka. He had a gold-plated pistol. He had ganja on the plane. He had every other thing that 90% of the cars riding down the street right next to my house have them right now.
I don't think he got locked up. I think
he had to deal with it.
Yeah, he just had to deal with it.
You know what I'm saying?
Why? Question. Well, I know Wayne had the gun charge in New York, and that's what he originally did time for. But he doesn't have a history of violent crimes. Like, so let's say this: if you're a convicted felon without a history of violent crimes, if your felony wasn't violence related, why the fuck can't you carry a pistol?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't kill nobody. Like, you ain't no murderer. You ain't robbed. You ain't commit no armed robbery. You ain't do none of that shit. Like, you got caught with a gun in New York, but you wasn't using that gun. And we know New York got strict gun laws.
Right. You cross over a fictional line and your rights change just from feet. You know what I'm saying? You can violate a law just from moving your feet from one jurisdiction to another. So yeah, like that all of that is a whole bunch of
money.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Prison and jail is a whole money. We're gonna have a whole pod on that. I'm gonna get a bail bondsman on here to talk about that's a whole nother thing. But yeah, Wayne getting out, cool. Kwame Kilpatrick. Do you know what Kwame was doing? Shout out to the FAMU grad.
Kwame was out
Detroit.
Kwame was out this motherfucker misappropriating funds. Niggas having
official term. You know how he was misappropriating these funds.
Niggas was having stripper parties and all kind of shit.
Advertising them on the radio, from what I hear. Like, come down to the whatever. We vibing with Kwame tonight, like on the radio. If I'm not mistaken, I heard a podcast with Jamel here talking about what it was like radio marketed, that this man was having events and they was at the club as the mayor. And he was
known as he was known as the hip hop mayor anyway.
Yeah.
What you think was some fuck shit.
Yeah, that the hip hop mayor. What, he ain't dropped the bar yet. I ain't heard no Kwame bars yet. I ain't seen him do no break dancing. I ain't seen no graffiti. I ain't seen that nigga DJ, nothing.
I guess because he rocked earrings and he was a nigga. He went to an HBCU. You know what I'm saying? But he went to our HBCU. He went to
our HBCU. So let that nigga go.
Let that nigga go.
I'm glad Kwame out. I'm glad. I heard a lady say he said he can't run for office in Detroit, but I hear other states that may be willing to let him. No, he may be able to run for a federal position.
And you know how he got jammed up, right? You know, like that was a whole whistleblower case.
Yeah, it's all a whistleblower case because there's people doing the same thing. Where you think he got this idea from?
It was some shit.
You might have put it on the radio, but if he was doing it, if he tried it, if he tried it and got caught, I mean, white people had been doing it.
What did it first?
White dudes of authority who for some reason turned out to consistently be crackers. They couldn't just be white dudes. They had to be crackers. They consistently in authority. They've been doing it. Kwame do it. You got to get a cracker to get him out.
Yep. And I don't want people to get it misconstrued. Like when cracker is not a universal term for white people, just like nigga is not a universal term for black people.
Right. It's not a term for anybody. It's a term for your behavior.
Yeah, it's your behavior. Like you acting like a cracker. You be like you being a cracker. You know what I'm saying? Like just like you tell a nigga like you being a nigga right now.
Yeah. And you could tell somebody you being a hoe. It ain't got nothing to do with your gender. It ain't got nothing to do.
Or in the words of J. Cole, I'm not saying you a hoe. You just made a whole decision. It's a lot of white people that make cracker decisions. It's a lot of black people that make nigga decisions. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know what I'm saying?
You could have a moment. I'm not saying you can't have a moment.
Yeah, you are human. You are human.
How long we gonna let the moment last though? Like the moment, it needs to be a fleeting. It needs to be a fleeting moment when you those moments.
Because too many moments start to turn into an identity,
to a lifestyle.
Thank you. That is even better word, because it's a lifestyle, not an event. And another event, Kodak getting out. So just so happened, I just moved out of Pompano from where Kodak was from. Kodak and Lamar Jackson, probably the most the biggest things that came out of Pompano in, I say after 2010, because they got Adrian the dog play cornerback. His name slips in my head, from the Cardinals as well. But Kodak get out. I saw a picture of Kodak. Kodak looked like he gained 675 niggas in jail. Like he a 600-pound life coming back down. You know what I'm saying? What happened to the black? He baited up and his body baited up.
He gonna drop that shit quick though.
Yeah. I'm glad he's getting out.
I'm glad he's getting out because, I mean, to be honest, you can. I don't listen to him talk. I don't listen to interviews with him, and I see how he, what he doing, and I don't believe he was doing it just because he was in jail, because he did the shit when he wasn't in jail, like, doing the turkey drives and doing the toy drives, like that was shit he was doing when he was out of jail. But
he a young nigga from the hood. He a young nigga.
Young nigga from the hood with money, and you get it. Yeah, and I think he's doing shit that niggas do every day, but he ain't no everyday nigga like you are.
Not anymore.
Yeah, not anymore. Even though you may still feel that way, and even though you still even move that way, because really the only thing that's gonna change about you is the shit that you acquire when
and
you get
perception of you.
Yeah, like, and people perception.
They don't know you. They know what you've given them, and what, as far as like your marketing and your personality, what you give them for business wise, but they don't know you. So they rolling with what you have given them for them to attach themselves to. And that's all they got. And you trying to be you, but you keep getting caught up in this entertainment that you're giving them. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm saying that's an aspect of you, but that ain't all of you. And it's when you young, it's hard to navigate them waters like that, especially when you a young nigga from the crib, dog. You ain't been groomed on how to have money and maneuver to go from zero to I keep saying Cardi City, it's Golden Acres, but to go from Golden Acres to Calabasas, it's quite the jump. Though. It's not the same.
It's not the same.
It's not the same. Dog. Many people would have made many mistakes.
You can't move in Calabasas like you would move in Pompano. You can't move the same way because you're gonna stick out like a sore thumb. And just to keep it 100, you could give niggas our age, niggas wake up our age with a few $1 million, they gonna fucking lose their mind.
They may lose their money too.
They gonna lose their money too.
Right, lose their mind and their money. It won't take long.
I was reading some comments today, and I read a comment where niggas say, "Damn, he only 23." Yeah, you got to put that in perspective. He only 23, but look how long has this nigga been in our eyesight? For a long time. So when you take at least. So you take a nigga that young, you give a nigga money, you put him in. Like, I think we gotta allow you get these young niggas all this money and all this power and all this, notoriety. You gotta understand that they're gonna make mistakes. Like, they're not gonna immediately become mature overnight. They're not gonna immediately start understanding the rights and the wrongs overnight. Like, they're not, and you'll have a lot of motherfuckers who want to sit on top of the hill and say, "Oh, you got all this money, you gonna fuck up your career." Dog, you getting money ain't gonna change who you are overnight. Like, that shit don't work that way. They always say money just bring out more of who you was anyway.
Mm-hmm. People who don't have money, and I'm not a person with a whole bunch of money, but people who don't have money look at people who have money as if the money fixes who they are or fixes all of the problems and fixes everything. Like make them happy. The best thing I heard, money don't make you happy. Money is a down payment on happiness. You know what I'm saying?
I think Chris
Being
Rock
broke. Yeah, and being broke is way less happy than being, you know what I'm saying, and having some money. But just having money ain't gonna make you happy, dog. You know
let's think about this. If you, and I'm talking about the Kodaks and the the Lil Waynes and all this shit, and not even famous people, but even just regular people who come into money like whoever this won this motherfucking $753 million or
when they
735.
won tonight.
Nah, they won the other night. They won the Powerball. One ticket. It was one winner.
Where? Because I played one. I think I played Mega Million. I didn't even know what to play. I don't never play nothing. I was like, I had $2 cash. First time I done had cash in my pocket, and I don't know how long.
They don't carry cash.
Yeah, I ain't had cash in forever. But
I think Mega Millions is like, I think Mega Millions is a billy now. Like nobody hit Mega Millions.
Oh, see, I think I played Mega. I played Mega. You know what I'm saying?
So the Powerball, I think, was the one that had the one winning ticket. I want to say, yeah, it was Powerball. And it was 735 million. So whoever this person is, if they didn't buy, if they wasn't in a pool or whatever the fuck, if that person has like a habit, a habit, if they have a habit, if their habit is drinking or snorting, huh?
the 735 million. Trust me, hey, it is the total game. One more time, but definitely, that you get hit with a 735. Give me the lump sum.
If that person who come into this money though, if they have habits, if they have issues, if they drink or they snort or they smoke, them getting that money is not going to automatically fix it may fix whatever issues was leading them to drink and smoke, but it's not going to fix the habit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when you get the money, all it's going to make you do is overindulge in the habit. If you're a drinker, now you ain't got to go to work. Your drinking may have been kind of in control because you had to get the fuck up in the morning. But now that you ain't got to get the fuck up in the morning, you going to drink all the time.
Right. Yeah. You're going to really. Yeah.
And you're going to drink good shit. You know what I'm saying? It's going to fuck
you
you up.
Or may not, because you may not know what good
You
shit
may
is.
not know what good shit is.
You may still be buying Skull.
You may still be buying Skull. You may still be drinking E&J.
Hey, E&J make you do with E&J make you do what my dude Dan the Man Campbell, the new head coach of the Detroit Lions. Dan the Man has been drinking that Irk and Jerk. You got me, baby. Speaking of Dan the Man.
This place has been chipped, it's been battered, it's been bruised, and I can sit up here and give you coach speak all day long. I can give you, hey, we're going to win this meeting. I can't. None of that matters, and you guys don't want to hear it anyway. You've had enough of that shit. So excuse my language. All right. Here's what I do know: that this team is going to take on the identity of this city. All right, and the city's been down, and it found a way to get up. All right, it's found a way. We're going to kick you in the teeth, all right? And when you punch us back, we're going to smile at you. And when you knock us down, we're going to get up. And on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Wait a minute.
And we're going to stand up, and it's going to take 2 more shots to knock us down. All right. And on the way up, we're going to take your other kneecap, and we're going to get up, and then it's going to take 3 shots to get us down. And when we do, we're going to take another hunk out of you. Before long, we're going to be be the last one standing. All right, that's going to be the mentality. This place.
Hey,
Hey, Dan wasn't playing, man.
hey, that cracker sounded like Melissa McCarthy, dog.
Hey. Dan all the way serious. I wish I could find some more because Dan. So first, Dan the Man Campbell was the interim coach for the Dolphins at one point, and when he came in, the Dolphins went like maybe 4-1, 5-1. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. They went on the run, and Dan the Man came every weekend with these coats. Like, we're just gonna come out there, we're gonna punch them in the mouth, and when they punch us in the mouth, we're gonna smile. And when they knock us down, we're gonna get up and we're gonna snatch a kneecap out. And when they hit us, we're gonna go down. It's gonna take 2 blows, but when we get up, we're gonna snatch your other kneecap out. And then I'm gonna grab your kidney, and I'm gonna pull the drains out, and I'm gonna use your intestines for chitlins, and I'm gonna do all of these strange things in the name of football. Oh, in the name of making a tackle. And my point is, wait a second, let me fix something real quick. Eric Bieniemy still does not have a job, yet Dan the Man gets to go in there and tell the story of Halloween, not even Halloween, of snatching your body parts loose. Not a X, not a Y, not a what we gonna do with the quarterback, not a strategic play, nothing. He came in there with quarterback speech from 1965, watching the Goonies.
Hey, this nigga Kwame Kilpatrick looking at Dan the Man saying, nigga, y'all think I was bad for Detroit?
He gets so much more than Kwame was getting paid. He getting paid so much more, and he get to be a whole WWE character.
Nigga out there sound like the Ultimate Warrior or some shit.
Oh, yeah.
Kwame out there looking like, man, y'all niggas think
I was in the club, nigga. I was making it right. Yeah, y'all put me in
y'all gonna bite a nigga kneecap up.
This cracker talk about mutilation, and y'all put me in jail.
Y'all put me in jail for having a stripper party.
You put him in charge of one of only 31 franchises to coach 50, 60, 30 something and under in to get them ready for the game. And this man is coming with the eat your kneecaps, snatch your thigh muscles, poke you in the eyes, smile if you punch me in the mouth. That's psychotic talk. You punch me in the mouth, I ain't smiling. Nothing. Boy, it ain't been a day. But first of all, I don't know if I got punched in the mouth one time, but 5th grade. Wasn't no smiling after that. And I ain't never let nobody else punch me in the mouth ever. But if anything was happening, I was doing the jaw clapping.
Hey, hey, Dan the Man watched motherfucking Mike Tyson when he said, I'm gonna eat your children. Only thing Dan the Man ain't say is in Allah.
Yeah, he just say all praise be to Allah. You know what I'm saying?
He said only thing Dan the Man ain't say was all praise be to Allah.
That's all they needed, you know what I'm saying? To cap it off, Dan say, we ain't coming to play football. This is the WWE. And I'm coming off the top rope, brother. I'm bringing that elbow. Oh, yeah. Dan the Man. Drop the ball on that ass. I heard that I couldn't. The video of the day, I want to say the sound of the day is brought to you by this t-shirt of Gordon Parks, Frederick Douglass, Malcolm X, Booker T. Washington, Langston Hughes. All these brothers would have slapped fuck fire to Dan the Man if they'd kicked right there with that shit. I ain't playing for you, man. What it's 3rd down, dog. Don't tell me about pulling somebody kneecaps out, dog. Call the play.
Langston Hughes would have slapped his ass with a poetry book.
Yeah, dog. Hit him with a metaphor. What?
Gordon Parks would have beat his ass and then took a picture of him.
Stood over him.
Stood over him and
boy, didn't know what was he was getting himself into.
Hey, then Gordon Parks would have showed him the picture and said, I did this to you.
Yeah. Who did this?
I did this to you.
I did this to you. Oh man. So yes, I want to thank Ant for coming through. Tony coming through, making this thing. We got so many Tonys on the show. We're gonna have to give everybody a Tony, Ant type of situation. But this is the Marley Monday podcast. But Ant, it was just a beautiful situation, chopping it up with you. You know what I'm saying? We have one more, I guess you could say, block that we gonna get into, and I'm gonna kind of just throw this on in the background as we lead into it. The Marley Minded podcast, or what is formerly known as the Rancher's Kid podcast, is here. It is a part of a larger conglomerate, the flagship product of Marley Minded TV, an effort to bring the culture that I grew up on, the culture that influenced me, the things that make me catch a vibe, to bring those things to you, and hopefully bring you a vibe as well. This platform is not about me. It's about everything else around me, honestly. You know what I'm saying? I've just been a witness and a vessel to all of these things that have been going on. I have been the producer of anything when it comes to my experiences. I've been able to produce things as a result. And this platform is going to hopefully do that. The hip hop that moved me, get me back in there. Thank you. The hip hop that moved me, the knowledge that moved me, the homeboys that moved me, the experience that moved me. We all gonna get them a platform to kind of shine a light, the neighborhood, all that good stuff. It's hard to put it in words, but Young Goob the God, Marley Minded TV. This is the Marley Minded podcast. Make sure that you like, subscribe, rate, review, trying to make that algorithm do what it do. It's the beginning of something special over here, man. If you know me, you know I'm ready to go get this thing. And like Big Rube say, right on to the real, death to the fakers. Throw them up. Peace out, homie. Easy.